Hi, my name is Stephanie Anderson and I am a foodie for Jesus. So, once again today, I had a different topic planned and then something happened this morning and it changed what I want to talk about today. So, you may be wondering, what happened this morning? I got on the scale. So, not a huge deal typically, but why did it change the course of what I wanted to do my video blog on this week? So, let me tell you. The reason it's a big deal is that I had made a commitment with myself and based on prayer and just feeling what I felt was right about how frequently I should be getting on the scale because that can be an issue for me. It has been in the past and I really just want to, keep it under control. And it's something that I had prayed about. And I basically came to the conclusion that twice a month is what I should do. So I thought lined up with when my time reports for work are due. So the 15th of the month and then the end of the month. But I woke up this morning and I was like, I just was really anxious to get on the scale. I've been doing really, really well lately with the habits that I've been working on. I've been spending time in the Word every day. I've been running, I've been exercising consistently. I've been tracking my food. I've been, making wise food decisions and really have been feeling like I've been nailing it for the last week. And so this morning I was just like so anxious to find out what that number on the scale was. And so I got out the scale. Now I tuck my scale away because it can be an issue for me. I've mentioned that on a few other blogs, but I can get kind of addictive. It can be addictive for me. I can just really want to jump on the scale a lot. So if it's really accessible, I will do that. And so I have it tucked away in a closet. So it takes a little bit of an effort to get it out. And I had established with myself that typically once a week is probably the most that I should get on the scale. And it had been a week since I had last been on the scale. So I started rationalizing these things in my mind and I get on the scale expecting a few pound drop because I had been, thought I'd been doing so well. And I had to literally laugh out loud because I was only 0.4 pounds down. I was expecting it to be a few pounds. And to me, right away, it was like, okay, I'm learning a lesson here. God has a sense of humor. I shouldn't have gotten on the scale because then I had to go through the process of being like, okay, I wasn't supposed to do that. I was doing something that I knew I shouldn't do because I knew it would be this downward spiral. And I also then, after I did it, had to make sure that I then was had a plan for the rest of the day so that number that was on the scale wasn't going to change my behavior in a negative way, so that it wouldn't prompt me to eat more or less or want to get on the scale more or all these things. So I had to spend some time really processing that after laughing a little bit about it. I was disappointed, but I laughed because normally I have a pretty good sense of when I'm going to lose weight, when I'm going to gain, when the number might be the same. And this one really surprised me. So I thought, given this commitment that I had made to wait another several days before I was going to get on the scale. So why is this really kind of that big of a deal? So it is an addictive tendency for me and I have to be careful. I have to be careful that I'm not obsessing over the scale or obsessing over exercise or obsessing over something else that in place of the food. Additionally, and this is where I really felt convicted, and it may seem silly because it is something like as harmless as hopping on the scale, right? Just on the surface, it seems pretty harmless. But I had made the decision, the commitment of the timing that it would be right for me and that I could be mentally in the right mindset, spending time in prayer, making sure that I wasn't getting on the scale so frequently that it became an obsession, that really I could keep focused on the heart of this, the heart of Foodie for Jesus, the heart of all this is just really keeping God right there in the center. And I let the scale derail me. I let the enemy use that scale to just pull me off the tracks a little bit. Now, I was able to spend time and I feel like I'm now back on the tracks. I made a commitment to myself, okay, because I'm disappointed in the number, I'm not going to therefore eat a bunch of junk today, because that's oftentimes what I do. Or sometimes it goes the other way. If I like the number on the scale, I think, ooh, ooh, I did well. So now I'm going to eat a bunch of junk. So I had to kind of make sure I had to reset and, spend some time getting back to what really matters. And the reason that I'm convicted is in the Bible, and I remembered the concept of the verse, and then I looked it up to get the right wording of it. It's James 4:17, which is, if anyone then knows the good they ought to do and doesn't do it, it is a sin for them. It's a sin, right? So if we know something, right, the Bible is a beautiful book of guidelines and rules, and it's clear the things we need to obey. But if there's something that we truly in our core feel that is the right thing for us to do and we don't do it, that's a sin. Wow. Like, I think of how many things now are considered sin based on that criterion, right? So me stepping on the scale, I knew that wasn't the right thing for me to do, right? It may not be harmful. Nobody got hurt. Nobody's feelings were hurt. Nobody, all this stuff, but I knew that was not the right thing for me to do. So, but I did it anyways. So this can happen so often with food. And I think sometimes, I know I've in the past rationalized, oh, well, it's not going to hurt anyone, or there's no real impact right now, right? I'm not going to have some sort of impact right now. Nobody's getting hurt, and justify that. But if we truly feel something, and if we've prayed about something and we truly have this feeling that we need to do something or do one thing or avoid another thing or whatever it is, and we don't do that, that's a sin. Wow. So I want to challenge you. Are there areas in your life, are there things you need to repent, that you need to recognize, identify it for what it is? Is it related to food? Is it related to the scale? Is it related to something, anything else? But really want to challenge you to do that, because it does put the definition of sin in a whole different light, because it makes it also very personal, right? We have the rules that apply to everyone, but then these would be something that's individual for you. Thank you so much for joining. I look forward to next time.